Welcome to exclusive commentary of this Bank Holiday Monday fixture between Coventry Sphinx and Bedworth United, the Jimmy Hill Way Derby, as we're starting to call it, or seeing as it's between my two old teams, the Liam Cook Derby, or maybe even El Cookie Co, as we're starting to call it. So right, let's get you into the starting lineups now here at Sphinx Drive. Starting for the Sphinx this afternoon, number 1, Keelan Fallows, 2, Joe Percy, number 3, Callum Martin, 4, Jack Downs, 5, Pat Zito, 6 is Jamie Draper, 7, Jordan Hayward, number 8, Callum Woodward, 9, Stan Jude, 10, Kyle Carey, and number 11 is Shay Willock. And for Coventry Sphinx, number 1, Liam O'Brien, 2, Alex Dean, 3, Ryan Moore, 4, Elliot Parrott, 5, Stephen Morley, number 6 is Ryan Shaw, 7, Chris Cox as an early break in to the penalty area for Jonathan Letford. Sphinx trying to scramble it away. Here's Dexter Walters, the former Coventry City youngster. Chris Cox rolls it right. Hansen. Cox shrugged aside by Callum Woodward. Now Carey will look to clear. Stone getting stuck in as well as Hansen. So continue with the team. 7, Chris Cox. 8, Adam Hansen. 9, Jonathan Letford. 10, Leo Stone. 11, Dexter Walters. And Coventry Sphinx kicking from right to left in the first half with their sky blue and white home shirts with navy shorts and navy socks. Bedworth United, the greenbacks in their usual strip of green shirts with white stripes with green shorts and green socks. With Stephen Morley striding forward, chips it left-hand side, Letford to try and make the chase against Patrick Zito. Two muscle men going head-to-head on the left-hand side of the penalty area. It's a low drive into the box, turned away by Martin. On the volley is Walters, looking to make an impression on his return to Coventry, former Coventry City youngster. Before today's game, we've observed a minute's silence for the former England manager Sven-Göran Eriksson, who sadly passed away this morning at the age of 76. Our thoughts go out to his family and, of course, the wider footballing community on this sad occasion. But the best way that we can honour Sven's legacy isn't with a minute's silence, it's with a fantastic 90 minutes of football. And I'm sure that's what the lads are going to put out there this afternoon with a visit of our noisy neighbours, Bedworth United. There it goes from Keelan Fallows. Header on by Willock, and now Jordan Hayward back in the starting lineup. Tube is there, the ball's gone out of play before Kyle Carey can try and slot it home against the former Coventry and Portsmouth goalkeeper Liam O'Brien. And there is a bit of confusion about the shirt numbers today. Usually it's Stanley Jube wearing number 11 and Shay Willock wearing number 9, but it's the one way round today. Willock wearing number 11 and Jube number 9. Maybe the number 11 shirt's a tad bigger. Willock swings his new target man up front in the absence of Matty Shipman. Here's Leo Stone, who knows exactly where the net is against Coventry Sphinx and for the club. Former Sphinx man who scored the winning goal in both 1-0 victories for Bedworth last season. Kyle Carey hassling and harrying Ryan Shaw. He's got the better of him. Going to twist and turn through the midfield and eventually tangles legs with Ryan Moore on the halfway line. Free kick to Bedworth. Sphinx Drive is buzzing with activity. Stephen Morley, the number 5 for the Greenbacks. Floats in, looking for Chris Cox. Great leaping ability of the former Coventry United captain Zito, who gets his head to it first. Alex Dean, ball along the right-hand side, deflected out off Stan Jube. Quick throw taken to Hansen. Hansen forced into the corner and challenged in by Martin, sends it over the white line right in the corner. Just to the right side of the corner flag, however, and it will be a Bedworth throw. Dean looking for options in green. Plays a 1-2 with Hansen. Back to Adam Hansen with the offside flag raised. Hansen crossed the threshold as the ball was played. And a familiar face on the bench for Bedworth United This afternoon, former Coventry Sphinx centre-back William Echenguere has been called up to the Bedworth team over the bank holiday weekend with a number of first-teamers away. So former Coventry Sphinx man in Kervin Ellis, the former Sporting Cowser striker among many, also amongst the subs for the visiting team. It's going to be a throw-in just in front of the Sphinx camera with Callum Martin looking for Shea Willock. It's about to pass Willock, nodded up by Alex Dean. Woodward tries to shepherd it over the line, and indeed he does. Good covering play by Callum Woodward. Dube the target. Parrott getting his play between body and ball towards Letford. Headed on by Jonathan Letford. Patrick Zito with a cushion header out on the near side. Halfway into Sphinx territory. Dean with ball in hands for better. Letford and Hanson the most viable options, but Leo Stone there too, covered up by his old teammate Jack Downs. Parried back. Ryan Shaw takes aim and scoops it over the woodwork. Keelan Fallows bounces the ball on the edge of his 6-yard box as he prepares to distribute it from the goal kick after Shaw's early warning shot. Carl Carey slips it through to the penalty area for Jordan Hayward. Can he steady himself with a strike? And now Stanley Dube rolls agonisingly wide of the far post. Dube proved to be Sphinx's main goal, threatening the scoreless draw against Darlaston. And he's trying to take that momentum into today's game. Well, there's no professional action this afternoon. Coventry City having got that 1-1 draw on Saturday against Bristol City. A hard-fought point and a brilliant performance from Oliver Dovin. And there's plenty of action going on around the grounds. No goals in the 3 o'clock kickoffs, but in the early kickoff, an outstanding scoreline, an outstanding game as AFC Richmond and Diamonds beat Loughborough Students 5-3, including a first-minute goal from former Sphinx man Jamal Adams. Kick from Liam O'Brien. Looked probing for a while for Jonathan Letford, but bounces harmlessly into the hands of Keelan Fallows. Fallows looking for Callum Woodward, headed on by Woodward only as far as Elliot Parrott. Shielded well by Shea Willock. Going head to head with Morley, and he's got the better of the veteran. Still going Willock, trying to find his way for a sea of green. Eventually the numbers caught up with him. Shaw draws it down the left-hand side, the pace of Dexter Walters, not enough to get there before Jamie Draper, and Draper sends it flying into the new open stand. But a throw-in deep into Sphinx territory on the left-hand side for Bedworth United. Remember to let us know in the comment section if you're enjoying today's match. Woodward. Space to utilise for Stanley Dube. Followed all the way from behind by Hanson. Carey making himself available. Slotted through for Kyle Carey, but the offside flag raised. Carey looked like he made that run a little too early. My big shout outs to Delina Moore, Craig Reeves, Luke Rowe, and our chairman Danny Cahill. Danny asking, have you received your new bag cookie? Yes, I have, Danny. Thank you very much. Took the commentary back to Creamfields midweek, and it split as soon as we got there. So, thankfully, the brilliant people here at Coventry Sphinx sorted out a new one before we even got home. So, thank you very much to everyone at Sphinx. Kick from O'Brien from the free kick, nodded on by Draper. Willett trying to put the Morley under pressure. Morley deals with that one well. Upfield to Dexter Walters on the left-hand side. Gets some support from Ryan Moore. Ryan Moore with the floating ball towards Letford on the edge of the area, turned away by Draper. Moore shrugged to the ground by Woodward. Referee says nothing doing. Hayward can't find his way out, and now it's with Walters. Dexter Walters looking to trick his way through the back line with a few step overs. Now Ryan Shaw Hansen picked out on the right. Martin covers him off. Overlooking run being made by Alex Dean. Sliding challenge by Martin. Takes it out for the throw-in. Inches to the right of that corner flag. Dean. Jeremy trying to turn the cross away, and Dexter Walters will not be happy with the strike he let fly. Ends up in the car park rather than the top corner. First goal of the afternoon at Walsall Woods game with Sporting Cowser at the Asprey Arena. And Walsall Wood take the lead through Jack Fletcher. Coventry Sphinx facing Walsall Wood next Saturday. As of course, if Walsall Wood's current issues with the grounds have been solved, which we expect they have been. Unfortunately, there won't be any coverage from that game because yours truly is going away again. I'm away more than I'm at home recently. Fighting border Jordan Hayward in from the side on Elliot Parrott. Little shoulder barge from the Sphinx winger back in the starting lineup. Looking for a route around the former Bedworth captain. Tapped away on the edge of the area by Shaw. Downs, charged down by Cox. Shaw sent to the ground by, I believe it was Jack Downs, just shy of the halfway line, and it will be a free kick to Bedworth United. No yellow card from the official. Today's match official, Mr. Thomas Hales. And an early substitution here as Stephen Morley is substituted, and coming onto the field, William Edginguele. Early injury problem for Bedworth United. Straight swap at centre-back. We didn't see any particular incident where Morley went down injured, but maybe he's just felt something pull up. Edginguele called into the Bedworth lineup over the weekend due to a number of players being unavailable. The free kick from Liam O'Brien nodded out on this near side, level with the penalty area. Dean with the throw-in. Hansen receives from Dean. Taken straight back to the right back. Dean's cross. No one found for Bedworth, headed away by Joe Percy. Kept alive though by Moore. Couldn't pick out Walters. Another chases on down the right-hand side for Jordan Hayward. Ryan Shaw gets there first and lofts it to the left-hand side where Walters will keep it alive for Bedworth United. Here's Edginguele. Still seems very strange to see Edge back in green. Dean thought twice about lobbing that one down the wing. Parrott now back with the captain's armband. Edginguele, the former Coventry City centre-back, as well as stint in Dundee in Scotland. Letford the target on that floating ball from the back. Jamie Draper enjoying an extended stay in the starting lineup. Easily nods that one into touch. We're pleased to welcome back Lewis Guest to the Sphinx matchday lineup after the birth of his baby son and an ankle problem too. He's on the bench, so Draper had to be at his best to keep his starting place next week. Hayward thumps that one upfield. Now Willock trying to beat Edginguele for pace. Edginguele able to hold him off. O'Brien, first time volley away into relative safety. Jack Downs. It's over the head of Kyle Carey. Willock's offside. Doesn't interfere with play, so we'll continue with the ball back in the hands of Liam O'Brien. O'Brien signed from Stratford midway through last season. Brings to the end the reign of Sam Lomax between the sticks at Bedworth United. I believe he ended up at Racing Club Warwick. Stone. Nice foot. Caught on top of the ball. A little shove from behind. A little brotherly shove from his old teammate and one of the leaders of the Sphinx team, Jack Downs. Well, Leo has been a stone in Sphinx's shoe every time he's come back since joining Bedworth, scoring in both games last season. It's Moore with the lofted ball towards the edge of the area. Chris Cox headed towards Letford. Can Letford get to the ball before the defence? No, he can't. Head across the penalty area by Downs. Dexter Walters, towering header by Percy, ends the danger. Jube caught by Chris Cox, tried to continue. It was sandwiched between Moore and the centre-backs there, that being Ryan Shaw, and the referee has called back for the free kick for Coventry Sphinx. Zito. Willock. Cushion ball to Stanley Jube. Callum Martin had made the rumbers a little too far up the field. Zito has given it away to Stone. Walters as Sphinx track back and try and regroup in the back line. Cox, Letford. Did that go off the arm of Jack Downs? Yes, it did. Downs with his hands on the shoulder of Letford, trying to muscle the number 9 off the ball. As the ball landed, it hit the arm of Downs. It is considered an unnatural position. Well, do you have to ask who's going to take this? Chris Cox wants it, but Leo Stone is not giving it up. The former Coventry Sphinx man who won the United Counties League title on this very ground with the men he now calls his opposition, looking to score for the 3rd consecutive game against the team he once called his. It's Stone, doesn't make it through the wall. And back with Stone, high one towards the far post, Hansen! And Letford couldn't get his head on it. Hansen still in Bedworth possession, now Dean on the right. First time whip in by Ryan Shaw. Only Sphinx men in the penalty area, it's Draper. Header flicked on by Kyle Carey. There was an appeal of a high boot against Shea Willett by Shaw. Referee doesn't want to know, but it's Sphinx who continue on the march. Hayward. Was it a green triangle there with Stone, Walters and Cox? Couldn't hold them off all on his own. Letford forced back where he came from by a combination of Percy and Draper. Still Letford wrestling with Percy. That's taking his eye off the ball. Draper able to get a few yards away before he's caught in possession by Walters. Downline with Moore, and Bedworth are going to try again. Good sustained spell of pressure from Stu Stora's men. Dean, the right back. Cox is up there. Won't need that aerial ability now. He brings it down safely on the ground with Hansen. Stone tried to be a bit too quick with that first time ball for Hansen. Didn't quite have the legs right to go out, so Zito's going to have to try and find a route out himself. And the clearance blocked by the outstretched boot of Hansen, throwing right in their own backyard for Coventry Sphinx. 18 minutes gone, still 0-0, an early substitution for Bedworth United with captain Stephen Morley replaced after around 12 minutes. William Edgingwele on the field. Still feels weird seeing him back in green. Jube. Challenged in by Parrott. Cox. And now Dean forced into his own backyard with Edgingwele playing as the anchoring centre-back. Dean's got space on the right, and Parrott's there too. Parrott can play pretty much anywhere on the football field, but has been utilised at centre-back today. A bit of a scuffed pass by Parrott, but does find Dean. Hansen in a race against Callum Martin. He's got there first, tries to flick it over the Sphinx left back. That's not going to work. Hansen hooks it along the touchline, collected by Stone. A few step-overs from Stone, and that bit of trickery momentarily worked, but it's Stanley Jube who intercepts. Good covering play from Bedworth, not allowing Sphinx a moment to breathe, but Jube has found his way out of that green wall. Now he's got Cox to deal with. Cox able to tap the ball away from Jube. That's going to be an interesting battle today, a battle of the generations. Coventry's past against Coventry's future, you would say, in Cox and Jube. And Cox absolutely furious that Jube was allowed so much time on the ball. Woodward. And the return ball from Martin. It's back to Letford, but Sphinx come away with it. Now a driving run from Jack Downs, and Downs is going to have an attempt from long range. Not particularly successful, but you don't win the raffle if you don't buy a ticket. And another match ball is going to be needed. Couple of goals to tell you about in the pitching in Northern Premier League. Alliston 1-0 up at a Boldmere side who are struggling for points at the moment. Long Eaton beating Hinckley LRFC by 1-0 at the Hinckley Stadium. Willock looks for the through ball to Carl Carey, and a crucial stretch by Alex Dean to divert it out of Carey's path. And back to O'Brien. Bedworth utilising a bit more energy at the moment than the Sphinx are. Will Sphinx take advantage of that towards the end? O'Brien. Unmanned header by Patrick Zito. Stanley Dube, good strong challenge in from the side by Dean, but Dube using his pace to route around the Bedworth right back. We would look to slide it on for Dube again, but it's intercepted on the slide. Dean. Hansen. Already looking at a menace on the right-hand side. Chris Cox, not afraid to shoot. I think he may have took a touch off Letford on the way through. Well wide in the end from a man who visited Sphinx Drive many times as the captain of Coventry United. Keelan Fallows, the Sphinx shot stopper. Neither keeper has had to make a save just yet. It's Edgingwale beating Willock to that aerial punch. And again, Edgingwale, feeling like he's got a point to prove this afternoon. Willock's up for it. Will he be able to beat Edgingwale on the ground? No. The EFL veteran gets the better of Willock on that occasion with the floating ball from Letford. Collected by Tube, and now Kyle Carey beating Pine for pace. One-on-one, Kyle Carey through the legs of Liam O'Brien. And after 90 minutes without a goal against Darlaston, normal service is resumed for Kyle Carey. Bang on halfway through the first half. Sphinx with really their first meaningful attack take the lead. And it's the first time they've scored against Bedworth United as league opposition. Carey with a pacey run, beating the captain Ellie and Parrott to the ball. Saw the whites of the eyes of Liam O'Brien and knew exactly what he had to do. Straight through the legs of the former Sky Blues and Portsmouth shot stopper. Coventry Sphinx lead at Sphinx Drive. Through that one again, Kyle Carey. Goal for Coventry Sphinx, scored by number 10, Kyle Carey! Coventry Sphinx lead by 1-0 through that great finish from Carey. And they're back on the front foot immediately. Through ball by Dube. And now Willock racing to the loose ball on the left-hand side. Parrott's back. It's Willock. Just steady himself. Edgingwale in front of him across to the right-hand side with Hayward. Flag stays down. Kyle Carey again. Did O'Brien get a touch? No, he didn't. He scrambled to try and tip that ball around the post. It wasn't needed. But Dube and Willock at the far post could have been put off by O'Brien's intervention. Sphinx have suddenly come to life through that strike from Kyle Carey. And he was that close to making it 2-0. Liam O'Brien wants the ball. 25 minutes gone here at Sphinx Drive. Coventry Sphinx 1, Bedworth United 0. Coverage sponsored by our friends at Carhill Contractors. Coventry coming from Liam Cook this afternoon. O'Brien, plenty of white paint up from the edge of the penalty area, from the edge of the 6-yard box, I should say. Draper, straight to the head of his old teammate, Edgin Gwele. Here's Jack Downs. Walters with the interception. Dexter Walters, the former Coventry City man. Step over, trying to find a route around the player of the season, Joe Percy. It's a high one. Percy couldn't make the block. Keelan follows with a punch away as far as Hansen. Keelan follows, spurning it away into the ground and behind. Corner kick. As Bedworth have now got the bit between their teeth. It's Adam Hansen. On set piece duty, plenty of blue in front of the goal. That's away from Percy. Stone, Hansen. Volleyed away by an unmarked Patrick Zito. Here's Shaw. Willock tried to snatch it away, but poor play from Shaw. Woodward launches it to the right-hand side. Moore under pressure now to keep it away from Jordan Hayward. And it's great pressure from Hayward as Moore is forced to launch it over the Willie Nib stand. Sphinx got Bedworth on the ropes. Throw into Shea Willock. Looking for his first goal. Couldn't find the route around Parrott. Edgin Gwele clears the danger for now. Draper deflected to Percy off the shoulder of Letford. Offside flag being raised against Jordan Hayward, who was backing into Ryan Moore. A fantastic feast of football on this bank holiday weekend. Remember, the trip to Walsall Wood next Saturday will not be broadcast here on Coventry Sphinx's YouTube channel, with yours truly, Liam Cook, away again next week. Well, should be back in time for the Sporting Cowser fixture. Shaw. Zito using left as a launch pad there. Stanley Jube. And Kyle Carey has struck that ball straight into the head of the match official, Mr. Hales. The ball, of course, will have to go back to the referee for a drop ball, which will be in favour of Coventry Sphinx. It does give Bedworth a chance to back up and regroup. The Sphinx had Bedworth outnumbered. Keelan follows, had to make his first save of the afternoon. Launches it down the centre of the park. Hayward ready for it, backing into Edgin Gwele. Edgin Gwele heads away on his first old captain. Callum Woodward fronts it into the penalty area. No one home for the sky blue and whites. It's Liam O'Brien away. Headed up rather than out by Draper. Cox is in there. Overhead kick by Callum Woodward. And now Willock trying to beat Parrott to the punch. And a tangle between O'Brien and Chris Cox. And the referee's given a foul against Shea Willock. Willock didn't even touch the players. Well, you have to assume that Mr. Hales didn't see the incident correctly, as O'Brien and Cox collided. Shea Willock has been given the yellow card. He didn't even touch the Bedworth players. Willock looked in complete confusion, and rightly so. O'Brien obviously coming out to try and get on the end of that ball and clear the danger. Chris Cox was already there. Willock was in the presence, in the vicinity, but in no way made contact with O'Brien or Cox. It was just a very nasty and unfortunate collision between teammates. And of course, right now, the most important thing is the condition of Chris Cox, who has stayed down, and with already an injury substitution with Stephen Morley leaving the field, the last thing Bedworth need is Cox to leave the game as well, but it's not looking good. The linesman declining to comment on that one. We'll try and collar him in the post-match interviews. But It's quite clearly a serious incident as Kirk, the Sphinx physio, is being called over too. It could be a neck or head problem, so of course you can't be too careful, but it is looking all the more likely that Chris Cox's involvement in the game is over. And Liam O'Brien, the goalkeeper who was involved in that incident, is asking for more help. Stu Sora heading over. Well, Sphinx fans still fuming with the decision. There's time for recriminations and VAR checks later, but of course the main thing now is make sure that Chris Cox is okay. Sphinx have an extensive medical team. And they are being asked to intervene here with Sarah, the Bedworth physio, doing all she can. And of course, more bodies on the scene can only be a good thing for Chris Cox's treatment. But unfortunately, it's also a bad sign at the possible nature of his condition. Stu Storer had walked over to check on his central midfielder. Well, actually, it isn't Chris Cox at all, sorry. Number 7 is over there. It's not Cox, it's Alex Dean, actually. Apologies for the confusion there. Chris Cox wasn't involved. It appears to be the Bedworth number 2, Alex Dean. And Paul Seddon, the Sphinx kit man, immediately rushing over with the stretcher. It's actually, it's not Dean either. Apologies for this. It's very difficult to see the shirt number, of course. We thought it was Chris Cox at first, then Alex Dean. We're not going to well, the last thing that a player's friends or family want to hear at the moment is that they're involved in something like this. We can't get the right name at the moment. So it's not Chris Cox, it's not Alex Dean. Edgin Guade's by his teammates. Leo Stone's there too. Ryan Shaw, Dexter Walters, Adam Hansen, John Letford, and Leo Stone as well. They're all up. So actually looking at it, I think it actually might be Elliot Parrott. It is indeed Elliot Parrott. We can see the captain's armband now. The amount of bodies around the Bedworth man, it was very difficult to tell who was involved, but we now can confirm it is Elliot Parrott, who is going to lead the pitch under his own power, but it is very doubtful that Elliot Parrott will be continuing this game. I believe Bedworth have a substitute ready, but it is, especially someone who knows Elliot from one time at Bedworth, it's fantastic to see Elliot back on his feet after what looked a nasty collision. And there has been a break of around 3 or 4 minutes. Off the field. And Bedworth's situation has gone from bad to worse with 2 players forced to leave the field through injury. First Morley, and then the man who took the captain's armband off him, Elliot Parrott. It's number 16, Daniel Nakitari who will come on. Substitution for Bedworth United. Please show your appreciation for number 4, Elliot Parrott. The replacement for Bedworth United, number 16, Daniel Makitari. So Makitari coming on. And we could well see Chris Cox utilised at centre-back. Cox has played at centre-back and centre-mid through the majority of his career. He's usually a central midfielder, but now looks increasingly likely he is going to be at centre-back, and the captain's armband is now going to fall on Chris Cox. We've got 10 minutes of normal time to go, but there will be, I'd say, around 5 minutes of stoppages. We, of course, send our best wishes to Elliot Parrott after that pretty gnarly collision with Liam O'Brien, and another big loss for Bedworth as the play is now back underway. Here's Kyle Carey looking to thread the needle for Jordan Hayward. It was right slap bang between Willock and Hayward. Neither could get to it in time. It's Liam O'Brien who sends it out with Chris Cox. Cox nodded away on the edge of the area by Zita, and Leo Stone with an uncharacteristically poor first touch. Out on this near side, midway into Sphinx territory for the Blues throw. Headbutt rate came from by Dean. Guitardi. Willock. Turned away by Chris Cox. Down the right-hand side, Hansen. Shrugged aside by Zito. Carey looking for Jordan Hayward. Turned away by Moore. Letford. And over the line through Patrick Zito. It's gone out for the corner. So corner kick to be taken by Hansen. Hansen towards Ejingwele at the far post. No, down by Ejingwele and punched away at the near post by Keelan follows. And a free kick for diving. Possibly a yellow card for Walters too. I think it is going to be. Dexter Walters went looking for the penalty just when you thought Tom Daly had retired. Away by Fallows. Cox nods clear. And Callum Martin, heavy touch out on this near side. He looked to get the Sphinx move going. It's out for a throw, which Dean tries to take out of position. There goes the throw towards Letford. Did that strike the arm? It certainly hit the sleeve, which most referees seem to allow these days. Letford, tangle of legs with Stanley Jube. Still got the ball, Letford. Great tenacity on show from the number 9. Steaming in Woodward to snatch it away from Hansen. Now with Kyle Carey. Again, straight down the middle of Willock and Hayward. It's into the possession of Liam O'Brien. Ejingwele. Across by Percy. And Callum Woodward stands over onto this near side. And it's easy pickings for the throw for Dean. Dean with the throw. Letford trying to wrestle his way past Patrick Zito. Free kick given in favour of the former Cord centre-back for Coventry Sphinx. Outside his own penalty area. Keelan follows to take. There it goes. Overwork headed away by Chris Cox. Hansen glancing header on, and Martin will let that one go out for another Sphinx throw, about 5 yards into Sphinx territory. Jude the target, headed back right came from by Cox. Stone, Hansen. And Leo Stone gets some power behind that one. Letford will give chase. Zito gets the better of him again, sends it high into the sky. Stone, Downs both going for the header, neither could make contact. Makitari's up there too, scoots up by Shaw, headed on by Downs. Dean putting his head down into a dangerous position, but able to get the ball away from the knee of Jube. Cross put in, Percy leaps above the rest, headed out as far as Shaw. Carey to Makitari. Cross by Hansen, stuck out by Callum Martin. That's going to be a Bedworth corner. Corner headed up rather than out by Willock. Willock feels he was caught on the way through there. The referee says no. Flicked on by Jordan Hayward. Carey's got a tall task to get there, and he's kept it in by the barest of margins. He should get there before it goes out for the goal kick too. What a brilliant bit of work by Carl Carey. Cross deflected off the back of Alex Dean and will fall to Hansen. But Carey putting on show his pace and tenacity. Dean, as we've got less than 3 minutes of normal time to go, but there will be at least 5 minutes of stoppages, I should say. Zito. Martin was caught unawares for a moment there, managed to turn and play it back to Zito after being informed. Follows. Chest control by Stanley Jube. In a Bedworth sandwich here. Dean with a challenge, but Woodward finds Jack Downs. A space on the right-hand side for Percy, but Downs going left with Carl Carey. Slide by Shaw, not enough to take it away from Sphinx's top scorer. Woodward floats it right. Joe Percy brings it to feet. Work in support. Cross challenge off the back of Ryan Moore. Walters in with the challenge. Here's Makitari. Through to Letford. Acres of space out wide for Dexter Walters. Walters made by Ryan Moore. Letford beat into that aerial duel by Patrick Zito, but it's coming back. Stone, deft cross in, and headed back to the keeper by Callum Woodward. So that was a bit of a bright, warm day here at Sphinx Drive, but it's suddenly cooled down. The temperature, that is. The game's just warming up. Last minute of normal time. Off the back of Willock there as Cox got there first. Dean. Sphinx maintain their 1-0 lead at the moment. They have been looking the better team marginally over the last 10 minutes since the injury stoppage. Jude flicks off the arm of Dean. That's going to be a Coventry Sphinx throw right on the halfway line. Quick thinking from the Sphinx youngster. Martin thinks twice about the quick throw. Willock and Carey in support, and it's to Shea Willock. Hansen able to volley it away. Here's Letford. Zito all over Letford like a rash. And forces the ball over to Joe Percy. Again, not able to pick out Hayward or Willock with that long ball. Chinguele strolls out. His clearance nodded straight back to sender by Jack Downs, and Shea Willock was just a couple of paces behind it. It will go out for a throw level with Bedworth's penalty area. No indication yet on how much added time there will be, but I would say at least 5 minutes. And it's a crucial 5 minutes of Bedworth. They will not want to go into half-time behind. The throw headed on by Percy. Carey couldn't make contact with that leap. Shaw asking Walters to make the run, and Dexter Walters will just get there ahead of Jamie Draper. Percy helping out too. Walters, and we're being informed 6 minutes of added time. 6 minutes. Cox floats it over towards Moore. Challenged by Percy. Moore forced back. Good pressure by Joe Percy, jockeying Moore away. Now with Chris Cox. Dean. Hansen, over the run being made by Dean, but it was too tight to get the ball through. He has to play it back with Chris Cox. Floated into the area. Zito nods away. Shaw beaten to the punch by Carl Carey, is bundled over. Free kick level with their own box for Coventry Sphinx. We've already had just under 2 minutes of added time. Throw headed away by Dean. Woodward up for it. Akitadi away. Carey caught by Shaw. 10 yards into Bedworth territory. Sphinx have the chance to push for goal number 2. Chance for Woodward to float it into the danger zone. Willock's up there, as is Draper. Kyle Carey trying to shake off that knock and get into the action. And it's towards Jack Downs. Hayward arriving on the scene. Liam O'Brien able to bring that ball into his possession just in time. Three minutes of added time left. We will be going off there at half-time for a quick drinks break here in the Coventry Sphinx YouTube channel. Hit the like button if you are enjoying today's commentary. There will be highlights, hopefully sometime tonight. Punted out on that far side by Alex Dean. Morris will try and keep it in. Being held from behind by Joe Percy. The referee, Mr. Hale, says it's fair game. Chinguele. Couldn't pick out Stone, headed away by Percy. Volleyed on by Woodward, no one home for the sky blue and white. It's out in front of the Willie Nibs stand for a Bedworth throw. Moore. Headed straight out by Jordan Hayward. Moore, Letford the target, he does get his hand on it this time. Stone only as far as Draper, and a competent clearance by Draper. Willock, pressure from behind by Chinguele, and that's forced Willock to deflect it out on that far side for another Bedworth throw, which Chinguele will take quickly. Here's Cox with Liam O'Brien. That's 90 seconds of added time. Can Bedworth make it count? Down the centre of the park, Letford heads it onto the edge of the penalty area of Coventry Sphinx. Zito sends it high into the sky with no Bedworth attackers really in the vicinity. Carey dragged down by Shaw. Referee says nothing doing. It was definitely a tug from behind. Moore, Letford the target, leaping up his Draper to get his head on it. Shaw again. Carey goes down this time. Again the referee says no. Here's Alex Dean. Sphinx will not be happy if they concede here, and they're not going to. Callum Martin thumping it out just shy of the halfway line. Well, Sphinx's left-back options have been depleted recently with injuries to Hayward and Finley Shorrock. Martin has been a fantastic replacement, the former Coventry City youngster. Here's Letford, forced away by Patrick Zito. Dean. Letford receives from Stone, but picked up in the penalty area by Martin. Off balance, able to clear his lines, out for the throw-in, level with the box, and for what will surely be the final time in this first half, Bedworth United have the opportunity to equalise from this throw-in. Hooked in a diving header away by Joe Percy, and Leo Stone. Sorry, Ryan Moore, I should say. Ryan Moore flying over. And that will surely be the end of the first half action. Keenan Fallows waiting to launch it away. Fallows away, and a dramatic first half for Bedworth United is over. They've lost both of their starting centre-backs and two real leaders in their team. And Coventry Sphinx taking advantage of really their best chance of the first half. Kyle Carey slotting through the legs of Liam O'Brien to take the lead into the half-time interval. Half-time score, Coventry Sphinx 1, Bedworth 0. We're going off there for half-time for around 10 minutes. Quick update as we get the second half underway here at Sphinx Drive on Elliot Parrott. We spoke with the Sphinx medical team. We are being told that Elliot Parrott is being treated for a suspected broken rib. So we send our best wishes to Elliot Parrott. Also, there was a late change that we have been notified of to the Bedworth lineup. Dylan Baker was actually drafted in as number 15 rather than Makitari, who was number 16. Sphinx immediately on the front foot. Here's Kyle Carey. Thumped away by Dean. And Sphinx will have to regroup at the back with this throw-in. No changes from what we can see at the break. Reminder, Coventry Sphinx lead by 1-0 through that goal from Kyle Carey, slotting it through the legs of Liam O'Brien. The throw from Martin. Willock charging in on Dean after getting his head to the ball. Willock actually held back by Dean, allowing Edging Guay to thump it away. And now Jonathan Letford trying to race to the ball with Patrick Zito. Zito holding him off. Clears as far as Downs. Now Draper. Sphinx have got to keep their cool in these sorts of situations, and Draper does. Fires it on, headed towards Kyle Carey by Jordan Hayward, and Ryan Moore has no choice but to send it out on this near side for a Coventry Sphinx throw, which Percy will take responsibility for. Woodward flicked on towards Hayward, and two hands in the back of Ryan Moore from Jordan Hayward, free kick. It's going to be Liam O'Brien in his own penalty area to go on the way once again for Bedworth. There it goes from the former Coventry City shot stopper. Zito beating Letford to that aerial punch. Head back by Edging Gwele, brought down by Jack Downs, shoves Leo Stone to the ground. Free kick to Bedworth, quickly taken. Switching the play over towards Hansen, but it's Dean who gets his bounce on that one. Hansen through to Dean, is in no, intercepted by Stanley Dew. And Zito was nearly caught in possession there by Hansen. Hansen went down, felt a bit of contact from Zito, but enough on the ball. And Jordan Hayward now flattened by Moore. But Willock has put it through for Kyle Carey, taking on his old Coventry United teammate in Chris Cox. Carey, space on the left. Willock, first time! Couldn't hit the mark. It looked made for Shea Willock, still searching for his first Coventry Sphinx goal. It is coming, but Willock cuts a frustrated figure. It looked ready-made for Shea Willock, that one. Will Sphinx live to rue that missed opportunity? Martin heads it back to Keelan Fallows, with Hansen lurking menacingly on the right-hand side. We see Andre Williams starting to do a few stretches for Coventry Sphinx. We are also hearing that Callum Ballinger has been asked to warm up. Fallows. Hansen got there first, but volleyed on by Callum Woodward. And Willock racing towards the loose ball. Chris Cox trying to shield it away from the big number 11, and does, turns away from Willock and hooks it upfield for Hansen. Dylan Baker didn't get the connection on that one he would have liked. He slices it over the line for the throw, just into Sphinx territory on the left side. It's going to be Callum Martin to take the throw. Willock couldn't get enough contact on towards Stanley June. It's Edging Gwele who sticks it towards the Willie Nibs stand. Letford again, Patrick Zito getting the better of the number 9. Letford trying to wrestle the ball away from Zito, and the free kick given in front of the Willie Nibs stand. And taken quickly back to Keelan Fallows. We've had nearly 5 minutes of the second half. Sphinx still lead by 1-0. They look for their first ever league victory over Bedworth United. Sphinx got a free kick there as Draper's ball towards Hayward. Hayward was dropping back into Moore, went down. Referee says no foul, probably right in doing so. Edging Gwele. Letford is the target, nodded up rather than out by Zito. There's Joe Percy, heads it on towards the shoulder of Jack Downs, scoops it out, and that's why you need a crash helmet if you're standing in this area of the park. throw from Moore. Percy beating Letford to that aerial ball. Zito only as far as Leo Stone. Now Walters. Ready to pick his spot. Shimmies away from Downs. It was a low effort heading well wide. Turned away from Zito at the expense of a throw-in just down line from the Sphinx penalty area. Bedworth starting to kick into life. Stone. Cushion ball back towards Moore. And, well, Moore was in trouble as Jordan Hayward closed in, but Hayward went through Moore to try and get on the end of the ball, and the free kick is given a couple of yards in from the left wing. And a chance to float into the danger zone for Bedworth. We'll take you through the latest scores around the grounds after this passage of play. Moore taking some time to get back to full fitness, and he's going to take it short with Leo Stone. The space on the left-hand side for the cross. Stone, the former Sphinx boy, jockeying for position with Hayward. Down line with the left back, Ryan Moore. And thumped away from Hayward. An injury hit Bedworth, starting to get a bit of momentum as the ball ends up below the gantry here at Sphinx Drive. It's lovingly being referred to as Cookie Tower these days. Moore to Baker. Leo Stone back to Dylan Baker. Rolls it right. Chris Cox up from centre back. Alex Dean covering. Adam Hansen whipped it in, and Walters at the far post. I don't think he was going for the first time straight. It looked like he was trying to cushion it with a knee, but it just slipped off his leg. And out for the goal kick. Let's have a look through the latest scores. Of course, the final score from Rushden versus Loughborough, 5-3 to Rushden. Bodmere 1, Darlaston 1, Coleshill 0, Sutton Coldfield 0, Grantham 1, Shepshed 2, Hinkley 0, Long Eaton 1, Quorn 0, Anstey Nomads 0, Rugby 1, Racing Club Warwick 0. Still not looking great for Racing Club Warwick at the moment. Cowser 0, Walsall Wood 2. Sphinx playing Walsall Wood this Saturday. Wellingborough 0, Corby 0, and Worcester 1, Lie 0. Another one of the league strugglers, Lie, failing to get off the mark at the moment. Here's Callum Martin. I think he was asking a bit too much there of Stanley Jube. Straight back to Liam O'Brien. Sphinx seeming to be playing a higher front line in this second half. The kick headed away by Draper at centre-back, kept alive by Stone. Here's Jonathan Letford. Nice bit of trickery to keep it away from the head of Draper. Look for the cushion pass to Leo Stone, cut out by the Sphinx legend in Jack Downs to another legend in Callum Woodward. Hayward charged down by Moore. Baker. Ball's ball on the left-hand side, cannons off Callum Woodward. Here's Leo Stone. A point to prove this afternoon. Leo Stone. Letford brought down on the edge of the area by Zito. Referee says no. A man of Letford's stature really shouldn't be brought down by that amount of pressure from Zito. And now Hayward with space to utilise down the right-hand side. He's got Shea Willock and Carl Kerry. Make themselves available. Dinked into the area. Cook should see it back to Liam O'Brien, but it was close. It was very close. A collision with Liam O'Brien ended Elliot Parrott's participation in the game, but it's now O'Brien who is looking a bit worse for wear. Thankfully, nowhere near as worse as the incident which saw Elliot Parrott transferred to hospital. Here's Cox. Lofted ball towards Dexter Walters, cut out mid-air by Percy, but it'll come back through Dexter Walters. Little trip from Callum Woodward. I think Woodward went looking to trip Dexter Walters there, but foot to leg, it's not to take anyone off their stride. Going up towards the 55-minute mark. Bedworth had the better of the second half, but can this injury hit Greenback's side make the most of these opportunities? Ryan Moore has been in the wars himself towards edging Gway, the former Sphinx man, headed across looking for Ryan Shaw, but it's Hayward who clears Sphinx's lines for now at least. Leo Stone. It's Walters again going for glory, but again his shooting boots have been left at home. Well wide in the end from the former Sky Blues prodigy. Keenan follows, places the ball on the edge of his 6-yard box. Sphinx still yet to make a change. Bedworth have made 2. Still on the bench for Bedworth are Aaron Hales, Daniel Makitadi and Domenico Ruggiero. There was a bit of miscommunication between the team sheets earlier on, as Coventry was listed as number 15, was then withdrawn and replaced by Dylan Baker, who is now on the field. He replaced Elliot Parrott earlier in the game. Here's Shaw. Cox, who started in central midfield, is now at centre back, headed up by the number 18 Adam Hansen, drafted in to replace Grocott after the Grantham game. Leo Stone. Downs trying to prevent his former teammates' progression. Lunge in by Martin, got a piece of the ball, but not enough for the referee's liking. Hansen ends up on the deck. Corner on the right hand side, free kick on the right corner, I should say, of the penalty area. Reminder of the Sphinx substitutes. Strikers Andre Williams and Ashante Price. Midfielders Callum Ballinger and Alex Locke. And vice-captain Lewis Guest, who, of course, welcomed his new baby son, Romy, just after the Sutton Coldfield game. Apologies. See, this is what a commentator sounds like the day after he's come back from a festival, kids. Don't do it. Stone and Hansen. As Bedworth look for a route back into this game. It's been a bruising opening 55 minutes for Stu Stora's side. Can they bring some light to their fans on Bank Holiday Monday? It just kept on lifting from Adam Hansen. And it will be a goal kick. Keenan follows. Sphinx are going to have to halt play here as there's another ball on the field. And the referee throwing that one back to the Sphinx bench. May well be easy to speed up play later. Keeler follows. Willock unchallenged, but it's a heavy touch. Shaw lofts it over Letford, but only as far as Patrick Zito. Sent high into the sky by Edgin Gwele on the return. Good first touch from Hayward. Tangle of legs with Moore and Hayward. Downs looking for Woodward on the right-hand side. Early leap from Baker allows Woodward a little pocket of space. Down line with Joe Percy. Woodward in support. Still going Joe Percy. Followed on by Leo Stone. High cross from Woodward. Dean prevents it from going out for the goal kick, which would have been the preferable option, actually. He tried to keep it going, but has just headed it out for the throw-in on the far side of the field. Will Dean come to regret that decision? It's taken short by Martin to the goal scorer, Kyle Carey. He won't come to regret it, Alex Dean. And it's a poor cross from Carey, one wing to the other, and straight out for the throw. Ryan Shaw asking Letford to chase in a duel with Draper, but getting to the ball first and shepherding it out beautifully. Coventry's answer to Harry Maguire, his head is massive. A couple of goals to let you know about. Boldmere have equalised against Darlaston, as have Grantham at home to Shepshed Dynamo. And Sporting Cowser, who were 2-0 down at half-time at home to Walsall Wood, are now level at 2-2 from Landell and Williams. Jack Downs hooks out that probing ball down the right-hand side for a throw-in on the halfway line, taken by Dean. Headed back where it came from by Callum Martin, but it will continue with Dean to Leo Stone, shrugging off his old teammate. Dean making the overhand run, but it's into the centre with Shaw. Hansen, Sphinx stacking everyone back, looking for their second home victory of the season. Threaded into the box for Hansen. Challenge from behind by Martin, and the presence of Hayward taking the ball into the path of Patrick Zito. Edgin Gwale, cushioned header Now finds former Coventry United skipper Chris Cox. Launches it into the box. I think he was hoping that Walters would make a run from the outside a little quicker than he did. Keelan follows with a simple gather within his penalty area, and the first Sphinx change is coming. It looks like it's going to be Andre Williams coming on. Jack Downs headed towards the wing, just out of sight of Jordan Hayward. Substitute board being prepared for the sky blue and whites. Moore. Percy calls for it. Percy gets it towards Shea Willock, and like a rocket, Ryan Moore lunges across and diverts it clear. Zito thumps it away from the Sphinx back line. Jordan Hayward just gets some yards on that one. So Bedworth's throw won't be as close to the halfway line as it would have been. He's under pressure from Moore, and Moore is going to take the throw in. Taking the place of the injured Luke Rowe, a real Bedworth hero. Here's Cox, in his second season with Bedworth United. Dean's free on the right, he's probing towards the right-hand side, and here is Dean. Turns away from Woodward, Alex Dean. Driving towards the net, Stone doesn't get the chance to strike, a stretch from Jack Downs. Here's Woodward, Willock, overlap run being made by Hayward, little trip on Willock by Edgingwele. Down the right it goes, now Jordan Hayward. He's all alone here, he's got to do the job himself. Hayward, the slide by Ryan Moore may have took Hayward's sight away from the goal. And here comes the change, and it's the last involvement for Jordan Hayward. Well, this could be just the spark that Coventry Sphinx need, as Bedworth have just edged the second half so far. Talking of edge, here he is, William Edgingwele. And Letford let it bounce through his legs, but Patrick Zito able to thump it away on this near side. That personal battle between Zito and Letford has been intriguing to watch. Moore, and Hanson's at the far post. Who got the last touch? It was Callum Martin. And it will go out for a corner. Hanson looking to nod it towards the net, but the head of the former Sky Blues youngster Callum Martin there to defend Fallow's net. We've had over an hour here at Sphinx Drive. Still Sphinx lead through that Kyle Carey goal. Can Bedworth equalise here? And Shaw, brilliant save on the line by Keelan Fallows. Handball claims to Sphinx, end the danger. Instant reactions from Keelan Fallows as Shaw looked to equalise. Here's Moore. Here's Stone, back to Moore. Chip balling for Letford. Draper, barged down from behind. Free kick to the Sphinx in their own penalty area. It was a neat ball, but Letford just got the wrong side of Draper. Free kick comes from Keelan Fallows. Jube leaps for it. It's come off the back of Stanley Jube and threads it through for Shea Willock. Is this his moment? Deflected behind by William Edgingwele. Willock didn't want to wait. He wanted to lash that ball past O'Brien. Edgingwele, right place, right time. Taken short. Handball claims against Chris Cox as he leapt to block the cross from Callum Woodward, and the free kick and a yellow card. double jeopardy for Chris Cox. Woodward to take it. He's got Kyle Carey primed and ready to strike to his right. Andre Williams in the Paul Scholes position on the edge of the box too. And the likes of Juve and Draper at the far post. Straight from the training ground, this one. As the referee gives the wall its instructions. It's Woodward towards Draper. And deflected off the post. Liam O'Brien nearly caught out by his own defender, Williams. Keeping it alive for Sphinx. Jube, and there were handball claims against Baker. Willock, Hanson in with a challenge now, Baker. Down, tucks it back into the danger zone. Callum Woodward. Woodward to strike. High and wide onto the turnstile area. But Liam O'Brien had to call upon all of his EFL experience, but not at the hands of a player he expected. Cox from the back, spots Walters on the left. Looking to beat Percy for pace. Well, he beat Percy's pace, but he didn't beat the ball, so it's out for a throw on this near side, level with the penalty area. Sphinx his right wing. Percy looking for an option to try and get himself out of danger. Willock couldn't get his hand on the ball. Moore could, only as far as Percy, who thumps it away again. Here's Shaw. Cox falls back to O'Brien, and Carey's going to put the keeper under some pressure here, but dealt with beautifully from Liam O'Brien. Moore's header off the shoulder of Leo Stone, sent back where it came from by Percy Williams. Left one on edge and Gwele, referee says nothing doing. Chris Cox, little pocket of space for Stone. Leo Stone, who has been the difference the last two times these two sides have linked up. Back heel to Moore, and Letford's in there, nods it up. Martin tries to clear, Hanson, and now Shaw drills it. It's hurt Woodward, but crucially for Sphinx, Woodward's kept it away. And now Carey. Willock should get there, having edge and Gwele. O'Brien's in no man's land. Williams is at the far post. Willock tries to cross to Williams with a crucial header clear by Ryan Moore. And now Walters. Got two sky blue shirts in front of him, looks for the green one in Letford. And Jamie Draper, no nonsense defending. If in doubt, get it out. Moore looks for the option. Cushion back to him by Stone. It's not the best of crosses. Slightly scuffed clearance from Draper, but Sphinx should still escape. Oh, Kyle Carey looking for Williams, who'd already made his way along the right wing, hoping for the through ball, and it will be a throw-in for Moore. Muted appeals of a foul throw. Now edging Gwele, who probably didn't expect to be playing so many minutes today. Letford the target. Again, Draper deals with it beautifully, kept alive by the head of Edging Gwele. This time it's his old teammate Down to nod it into relative safety. Cox receives from Alex Dean. Hanson looking to judge the bounce. Callum Martin shrugs aside his opposition. And Woodward caught in possession by Hanson. He's found Leo Stone. He can hit them. It's Stone. Boy, took a touch on the way through. Referee does not concur. Stone will be left to be disappointed with that effort, and to learn there was no deflection. 20 minutes to go here at Sphinx Drive. Coventry Sphinx 1, Bedworth United 0. Can Coventry Sphinx hold on for their first ever league victory over Bedworth United? Jube. Woodward, the challenge in from Baker, the youngster brought in from the reserves. And it will be a throw-in deep into Bedworth territory on Sphinx's left. And the changes coming for Coventry Sphinx. Callum Ballinger is stripped off. And we were informed at half-time that Callum Woodward was struggling with a potential toe injury. So you would expect it was going to be a like-for-like change with Callum Woodward. Throw headed up by Cox. Kyle Carey trying to shimmy his way through. Sure, it's Carey side netting. Drilled that one with venom, Kyle Carey. Well, Bedworth, I'm sure, would like to make changes at this point, but they haven't got that many fit players left, and they've got another game coming up on Saturday. Williams avoids the chance from behind, and another from the side, this time from Leo Stone. Martin flicks it onto the face of Andre Williams, but he's got support on the left in Stanley Dube. To turn to Williams, cut out by Shaw, now Stone. Hansen, launched on by Stone, and Patrick Zito ensuring that ball is not coming back to the back line. Dube tried to juggle it on the line, just took it over. And Stu Storer going back to his Brighton playing days there and trying to keep up the speed of play. Storer, an accomplished former player at a very solid level. Has his own unique style of management. And Kyle Carey has his unique style of attack. He put William Ajinguele under pressure there. Woodward asking a bit too much of Kyle Carey, but Ajinguele's got a decision to make here. Hooks it out along the left. Good pressure on show from Carey to force Ajinguele into the mistake, and a good ball from Callum Woodward. Ballinger's introduction has to wait for now. Centre's got the substitute board ready. Joe Percy giving instructions as to where to hoof the ball in. Dube. Look for Willock, who was a tad too powerful for the Avchurch loanee. And Bedworth can't escape the ball through to Willock, who's a tad too powerful as well. Joe Percy looking for a sky blue man again. It's towards the sizable presence of Willock. He got the ball to his feet, but then just sliced it out. Not the bit of control that he would have been hoping for. And here comes the change. In fact, the light flagged for the substitution. It can't take place just yet. Cox. Zito ensures it won't find Letford. Tangle between Dube and Dean. Referee says keep going. Shaw. Cross blocked by Zito. Zito again slides it out. There's a little delay in proceedings here as there seems to be an issue with the corner flag. And the throw is taken level with the penalty area by Dean. Downline to Cox. Shaw's in there, headed away by Andre Williams. On the ball now is Ryan Moore. Chipped it in, didn't chip it enough. Zito finds Kyle Carey, and he's got Willock alongside him. But Carey has to halt his run, looking for options. Willock's offside, won't interfere with play, and it will trickle back to Liam O'Brien. Cox. Headed away on the edge of the area by Cal Martin. Carey, too close to Moore for Andre Williams. Shaw took a touch off the ankle of Jack Downs. Back to Downs. Andre Williams looked to trick his way through Moore. Lob pass to Leo Stone. Goes to ground at the pinballing off Woodward and Jack Downs. Referee says no. The cross by Shaw just skimmed past the outstretched boot of Jonathan Letford. And with 15 minutes to go, Keelan Fallows takes it all the way to the edge of his penalty area and wastes as many seconds as he can. As Letford tried to force him into a mistake. It's Fallows. Chinguale heads up rather than out. Can Willock get onto the second? So it's Williams who plays it on, looking for Willock, turned away by Cox. Letford and Zito again going man-to-man. The ball tapped back to Keelan Fallows by Jamie Draper as Zito again wins that battle. And Fallows for the second time takes it all the way to the corner of his box, followed by Letford, but more seconds elapsing from the referee's watch. Sphinx still ready to bring on Callum Ballinger, who may need to start warming up again in a moment. He might get cramp at this rate. Substitution was planned a good 5 minutes ago. Stone floats it right for Hansen. Will Hansen get there in time? He will, but he's followed all the way by Cal Martin. Dean runs over the ball. Tube could only find Baker, the youngster, from the bench. Alex Dean in trying to trick his way through Martin. He's tricked himself off the ball, and Martin floats it down the left-hand side, only as far as Cox. Baker into the area, goes on Draper, nearly caught in possession by Dexter Walters. I don't think Draper got the call that Walters was as close as he was. And it's fired out on the far side of the field for a throw-in level with the penalty area. Sphinx, who have looked so composed defensively, just starting to look a little shaky. It's a poor throw-in routine. Dean looked for the return ball, but cut out immediately from Stanley Jube. Cox almost playing some makeshift right back. Crosses too long, but Shaw should get there in time and just plays it down line. But it's Joe Percy who beats Dexter Walters to it. Percy lunged in by Moore. It was a solid challenge. He got the ball solidly, but he's taken a whack on the knee, as has Percy. Fantastic challenge from Ryan Moore, you have to say. But the result was almost out of a car crash. But it's Percy who gets up first. And Bedworth will hope that they won't be forced into a third injury-related substitution, especially as Moore has been pivotal to their left-sided attack, linking up well with Leo Stone. Sphinx medical staff offering their assistance. More at the moment, it looks like an issue with the right knee, and Sphinx prepared to make their second change. It is going to be Callum Ballinger, and we expect Callum Woodward will be withdrawn. Callum Ballinger, the man who scored that wonder goal in the first league meeting of the season against Shepshed Dynamo, will come on. And this looks like bad news for Bedworth United, as Ryan Moore does not look fighting fit. And there could be a third substitution for Bedworth United. We, of course, wish Ryan the best. And yes, there is going to be a substitution here. So the physio confirming that Moore cannot continue. And that is a real shame. Draper wants to take this throw in, but he's getting his marching orders from the linesman. And now Percy, after that medical intervention, is allowed back on the field. Willock barging through Makitani. Chris Cox slides across, and it will be a corner. You have to think now, with all the injury changes, Bedworth's rhythm has deserted them. And Coventry Sphinx, who have made 2 changes themselves, none of them enforced, are just 9 minutes of normal time away from their 2nd win of the season. It took them until late September, I believe, to register their 1st win last year. Williams. Zito leaps for it. Well, he used Ryan Shaw as a launch pad there. Not as if Zito needs any more height. But he has been penalised there. And Bedworth, against the odds, looking for a share of the spoils here. O'Brien's kick, headed up by Draper. Baker. Walters has swapped sides, and an unfortunate slip by Letford just as he was ready to pull the trigger and thumped away by Jack Downs. Edgingway receives in the centre circle. Leo Stone. Finds Walters. Loses out to Cal Martin and cleared by Juice. Spinks not quite ready to part the bus yet as Willock putting Cox under pressure. Cox deals with the pressure, the veteran. Able to duck and dive away from the big number 11. Makitani. Draws it through for Hansen, doesn't reach his intended target, finds to Draper, and now Spinks racing towards O'Brien's net. Willock receives from Carey. Cox stands firm and finds Alex Dean. Good strength on show to keep Willock at bay. It's rolled through the centre circle by Dean to Leo Stone. Now Edgingway. Almost playing as a makeshift left back at the moment. Plays a 1-2 with Hansen. Shaw's in support. Dean's to the right. Here is Ryan Shaw. Only Willock staying up. It's with Baker. High cross. And Keelan Fowles has been caught out by crosses like that before. He was not going to be caught out again. Tips it out for the corner. And Leo Stone, who has been kept rather quiet, will try and make a difference from a dead ball situation. And Cox heads wide. You have to fear that Bedworth's equaliser was coming. That was the opportunity. Liam O'Brien asking for some info on the added time. That hasn't been divulged yet. We know there are 6 minutes to go. How much added there will be, I would say a bare minimum of 4. We had 6 added minutes in the first half. There haven't been as many injury stoppages, but still Bedworth have been like a walking A&E in the closing stages of this game. Makitani tripped Kyle Carey there. Referee says nothing doing. Sphinx continue with Andre Williams. Look for the through ball to Willock. It was brought to feet by Chris Cox, who was nearly caught in possession again by Williams. Leo Stone, can he provide the inspiration for the Greenbacks? Baker's up there, and the ball is to Baker. Chance across for Dean. Block made by Callum Martin, and the block actually took a touch on the way through off Alex Dean, who is absolutely livid. And as we cross into the final 5 minutes, Spinks remain 1 up through Kyle Carey. That first half goal through the legs of Liam O'Brien. The question is, will it stay that way? Well, fixtures like this, all the more reason to keep backing your boys in sky blue and white. Remember, next week, the only way to back them is in person at Walsall Wood, at Oak Park, the now newly named Sylvester Stadium. as there will be no live commentary or highlights from that one, unfortunately. Ejingwele. Clearance headed up by Ballinger, and again, but Ryan Shaw able to get enough on it to find Stone. Now it's with Hansen, trying to trick his way through Joe Percy. Percy wise to that move, but kept alive through Shaw. Walters playing through the middle now. Dean on the right. Blocked off by Doob. Dexter Walters. The two tricky players going head to head here. And it's Walters looking to drive it through the Sphinx back line to no avail. Williams just thought about getting the ball as far away from his goal as he could. And gets plenty of distance. Sphinx move out. And it's with Liam O'Brien, the goalkeeper. Letford's the target. Again, Zito beats him. It's back to Jonathan Letford. Leo Stone loses that one-on-one duel with Percy, and Percy got a bit of space in. Now closed down by Ryan Shaw. Williams is arriving on the scene. Ballinger in space in the middle. He's got a shot behind him. We know that looked for Stanley Tube, but it's Chris Cox who was on the receiving end. Magatari out wide with Baker and Callum Martin in with a challenge, thrown on the halfway line. Sphinx are not letting their grip on these 3 points loosen at any stage. Cox, Dean, and charged down by Jude this time. Another throw on the halfway line on the right side, taken quickly to Shaw. Ejingwele really the only free man on the left-hand side. They're going to have to go right. Dean, another potential Sphinx change coming as Alex Locke is stripping off. Shaw. Dexter Walters. Letford holds up well in the penalty area. Sphinx ill afford any mistakes here. Walters lofts it up. Couldn't bring defeat. Ballinger with a header away, but Dexter Walters not giving up possession that easily. Sips it through. Chance for the cross for Dean. Dean turned away the near post by Patrick Zito. A mobile rock. That's how you can describe Patrick Zito so far this season. Walters again. Bit of Ronaldo-esque trickery. Deflected through. Off Patrick Zito, I believe. There were handball claims, but the arms were tucked in. The Bedworth bench not happy, but with less than 2 minutes of normal time left, it is the Sky Blue and White faithful who will be celebrating this Bank Holiday Monday. There's still time for Bedworth to make an impact. There's still time for Sphinx to go for a second. Draper sends it to his old teammate Ejingwele. Draper again, bit of head tennis going on here. Scoot wide by Shaw, and Stanley Jude cuts out the ball to Baker and keeps it in. Martin just floated over the head of Kyle Carey and brought to feet by Shaw. Plays a 1-2 with Dean. Stone, Sphinx so they can't give him any sort of opportunity. Still going Stone, tried to sift his way through the Sphinx back line, but a task too tall for the man who once celebrated a title victory on this ground. And here comes Sphinx's third change. It looks like it's Carey coming off for Locke. So Alex Locke brought in for a bit of height, bit of muscle in the midfield. His first appearance is returning to the club after a stint at Daventry. Also had a trial period with Barwell. Leo Stone, left side of the box, covered off by the Sphinx standing skipper, Jack Downs. Nakitadi, here's Hansen, low drive into the area, Jamie Draper out. 4 minutes added on. And head towards the net by Baker. Well, a young man thrust into this situation. He wasn't even originally named in the team sheet. With a golden opportunity, but couldn't send it between the posts. Keelan Fallows launches it away. With a cut for it, a towering header by Cox. Dexter Walters. Now Baker and Edging Gwele is going up front now as a makeshift striker, but he couldn't get to that ball down the right-hand side. So the throw-in just in front of the Willie Nibs stand. Hoofed along by Cal Martin. With a cut for it. It's Baker who got the vital touch. Now Chris Cox. There's space for Stone on the left-hand side. Downs racing across to meet him. Draper covers him off too. Leo Stone trying to jockey away from Downs and create some separation. Hanson back to Stone. Downs got a touch over, but it's back with Stone. Letford, heavy touch. Barging to lock on the edge of the area. Still Jonathan Letford. Hooks it in. Zito heads away. Ballinger gets more distance on the ball, but Cox in with a challenge on Ballinger. Letford pinballs through. And now it's Locke. Locks it down the right-hand side. Spinks have Bedworth outnumbered. Andre Williams. Work waiting for it in the area. It's Williams going alone. Trying to take it past Chris Cox. Cox able to block him off, and it's back with Liam O'Brien. And it creates some space on this near side for Hanson. Just over a minute left, and Alex Locke in with a challenge on McIntyre after a throw on this near side. Every move matters at this stage. Last minute. Shaw being held by Percy. It's floated in by Shaw. Baker up for it, headed out as far as Leo Stone on the edge of the area. Here's Walters. It's Walters for the equaliser, diving down to his left. Smothered by Keelan Fallows. And Fallows will take every ounce of exquisite time that he can. 30 seconds of the added minutes left. Fallows given the hurry up by Mr. Hales. Swing and a miss by Zito. Edging Gwele trying to out-muscle him, but it's picked up by Martin. Dean. Headed away by Draper. Hanson heads on. Draper again. We'll see it back to Keelan Fallows. Closed down by Letford. Clean clearance from Fallows. Will that be enough? Awkward header by Cox. Andre Williams trying to get on the end of it for Spinks. And House G making the overlap. Williams didn't have the space to make the pass. And McIntyre fouled by Ballinger. The ball kicked away. Pressure seconds ticking away. And Joe Percy trying to slow up play. The 4 minutes have gone. The referee's watch is running on fumes here as Liam O'Brien places the ball. Everyone up for Bedworth. Everyone back for Sphinx. It's now or never for Stu Sora's men. The Greenbacks with their last long shot. O'Brien in. And the free kick given to Coventry Sphinx and a scramble as Shea Willett was on the deck. Signs of frustration. And a red card. Someone's been sent off. It's hard to see who at the moment. I believe it's Shea Willock. Shea Willock has been dismissed for his reaction. A blemish on an otherwise perfect day for Coventry Sphinx. Willock was fouled as the ball was lofted in by O'Brien dragged down and in the afters. We'll have to check the replay to see exactly what happened. The referee has seen something that was not acceptable. But surely, despite that red card, Sphinx are over the line. This will have to be the last kick. The Sphinx fans want the game to continue. The referee won't do so until Willock is out of sight of the pitch. And now the whistle blows! Coventry Sphinx pick up their second victory of the season. Bedworth collapse in exhaustion. There will be no repeat of Leo Stone's heroics from last season. For the first time in league action at Step 4, Derby Day belongs to the Sphinx. Kyle Carey's first half goal against a Bedworth team who ended up like a walking A&E is enough to take the points on this bank holiday Monday. A fiery and ferocious end to the game, and a red card for Shay Willock won't dampen the spirits a bit. Final score in the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. Coventry Sphinx 1, Bedworth United 0. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. The highlights of this match will be available tonight. Remember, we're not there for the Walsall Wood game on Saturday, but we should be back for the Council game the week after. Thank you very much for your support. We'll see you next time.